echoes of the silent future, the gates of Eden. After the blinding light from their previous journey faded, no rest found themselves in a dense jungle. The air was warm and humid, filled with the songs of birds and the hum of unseen insects. The lush greenery around them seemed untouched by time. Despite the beauty, there was an uneasy energy that none of them could ignore. As they ventured deeper, they came across an impossibly tall wall, glowing faintly at the top. It was smooth and far too high to climb. They followed it for hours until they found a gate, guarded by what looked like winged children. They looked like little cupids, Steve whispered, half in awe, half in disbelief. Nick's brow furrowed as he stared at the guards. "They're not just children," he said. Matt's voice was filled with realization. "It's Eden, the Garden of Eden. The cherubim, they guard the garden." The band stood in awe, but the cherubim's presence made it clear they couldn't pass. Andy, however, had other plans. "I have an idea," he said, and before anyone could respond, he vanished. "Andy," Matt called before disappearing himself. Andy and Matt reappeared within the garden, surrounded by an otherworldly beauty unlike anything they'd ever seen. Rivers sparkled like diamonds, and every tree bore vibrant, glowing fruit. Their wonder was interrupted when they noticed a boy staring at them. He froze, dropped the fruit he had been holding, and ran off. Curious, they followed the boy, but stopped when a noise behind them made them turn. A man clad in animal skins approached, wielding a flaming sword. A cherubim circled above him as he called out with a booming voice, "Cain, Abel." Two young men appeared, swords of fire in their hands, and surrounded Andy and Matt. The man, Adam, commanded the boys to attack. Just as chaos seemed inevitable, a woman's voice rang out, "Stop!" The attackers froze as the most beautiful woman either of them had ever seen approached. Eve's presence was powerful, yet calming. "Why are you here?" she asked, her tone both curious and concerned. "They must leave," Adam roared. "They do not belong here." Eve looked at Adam, her gaze full of worry. "If they leave the garden, they will surely die." As if to punctuate her words, a massive shadow passed overhead. A dragon with scales like molten metal hovered above the garden. Its eyes burned with malevolence as it unleashed a torrent of fire. The flame struck an invisible barrier above the garden and dissipated. "The serpent will consume them," Eve warned, her voice trembling. One of the cherubim lowered his sword as a voice thundered from above, speaking in a language no one understood. Then another figure appeared, Uriel, the archangel, his presence overwhelming and divine. "You are on a journey you do not yet understand," Uriel said, his voice echoing with power. "You think you have found something, but something has found you." Uriel led them back to the gate where the rest of the band waited. The angel then pulled out a long, ornate flute and began to play. As the haunting melody filled the air, the world around them dissolved into a blur. Time itself seemed to fold and zip past in an instant. When the music stopped, No Rest found themselves standing in a small adobe hut with a straw roof. The air was dry and the sun blazed outside. The year was 25 AD, and their journey had taken another mysterious turn.